It only took me a good couple of seconds to realize that it was my bathroom wall, and that's when I look towards it and see a pair of eyes looking directly at me. I scream at the top of my lungs. This happened when I was about 16 years old, when I was a sophomore in high school. For context, I'm a female, and this is something that I feel many women have trouble with while in high school. I had recently transferred schools as my mom and I had moved to another city and wanted a fresh start. Because I was new to the school, I didn't make a lot of friends and was definitely no popular kid. I'd sort of be that one lonely person wandering the halls of the school and mainly ate lunch by myself. I'd like to mention that I have autism and am not social whatsoever. The few friends I did have were the ones I mainly spoke to in class regarding assignments and stuff like that. One day in the middle of February, I was at lunch alone eating by the water fountain as usual. I'm eating my food when this guy approaches me and introduces himself as James. I give him a smile and introduce myself, trying to be polite as I could. He invited me over to his table and told me that he was also new to the school as well and that he was interested in meeting new people. James seemed to be a genuinely nice guy and always kept me interested in the conversations we had. At the end of lunch, we exchanged contact info and go to class, continuing the day as usual. I'd say our friendship lasted about a week or so before I began to notice things about him that were a bit off. One day, James comes up to me and straight up asks me if I wanted to be his Valentine while presenting a box of chocolates. This was a bit strange, as we've only known each other for a week. However, I just thought of it as a nice gesture from him and didn't really think much of it. That being said, I was hesitant at first, but said yes in the end. I'd say right away, James started acting weird and kept making comments about how much he loves me. He sort of made it sound like we were a thing or something when I made it clear that we definitely weren't. As soon as I put my foot down and told him to stop, his behavior completely changed from genuine and nice to just flat out disrespectful. He would call me names in school and would sometimes make derogatory comments about me when he saw me. I told him that if he was going to continue with this behavior, I didn't want to be around him anymore. He seemed to have gotten the hint, as I didn't hear from him for about a week. That was until one night where something happened that nearly shocked me to my core. It happened to be Valentine's Day, and I had been in my room watching a movie when I received a notification from my Snapchat. This was around the time where Snapchat was blowing up, and everyone and their mom had it. I hardly used it, and just assumed it was a simple message from one of my old friends. Upon looking at the snap, however, I noticed that it was from a username I had never seen before. Without hesitation, I opened the snap to see a picture of James looking blankly into the camera with the caption "Hey" at the bottom. I was confused at first, and that's when I noticed the background of the photo had looked awfully familiar. It only took me a good couple of seconds to realize that it was my bathroom wall, and that's when I looked towards it and see a pair of eyes looking directly at me. I scream at the top of my lungs, causing my mom to wake up and start charging into the bathroom. Why my dad isn't home is another story, but my mom manages to get inside the bathroom but had found no one in there. What she did find though was the bathroom window wide open and a ladder placed on the other side of the house. This freaked us out tremendously, and we called the police to file a report. My mom had stayed by my side just in case he had possibly been hiding in the house somewhere. Eventually, police had arrived after taking a while to find the right house. It took them 25 excruciating minutes to arrive, which still blows my mind. I know time seems to move slow in situations like this, but encountering someone potentially dangerous should require immediate attention. I'm not trying to shame the law in any way, but it should have been a top priority in this case. However, there wasn't much they could do other than to keep an eye out for us until we felt we were safe. One of the officers told us that we should probably keep my doors and windows locked. At the time I thought he was just being insensitive, but then I remembered that he was just trying to make sure we were safe. At the end of the day, he's probably seen stuff like this a million times. I never saw James again after that, and I had just assumed he had gotten in trouble.